morning, all you YouTube friends and family. Thank you for all my subscribers. I do appreciate all the support you give me. Today we're going to do a review of a horse show that we just done this weekend. And if you're new to my channel, I'm the old, he's the wild, and welcome to the farm. My life over 50. So this weekend we went to a pretty good horse show. Actually, it ran pretty good. It was I even got a t-shirt. Back up and let you guys look. The t-shirt I got, and it's Northwest College in Powell, Wyoming. He's still tired from it. He's gonna sleep through the video. It was a long day. So we got there not knowing what to expect. A lot of these horse shows I don't know. I know some people, I just don't know a lot of people. And we did pretty good, actually. It was huge. This is the biggest horse show that I've ever had him in. It lasted all day, and we didn't get out of there until 9:15. So it was a long day for both of us, but it was fun. They had a lot of different stuff going on. They had drawings, they had an Easter egg hunt, and if you find the golden Easter egg, you had a surprise in the Easter egg. I think it was money. I didn't find it, but someone else found it. So they had a lot of activities going on. They had a food truck there, so if you did get hungry. I didn't realize, see, I usually pack my lunch. I packed his lunch. I didn't think it was going to run that long. I figured, well, we'll be out of there by 5, 6 o'clock easily. Go to find out, we were there longer, and we got a little hungry. But we got through it. And if I would have known I was going to be there a little bit longer, I would have packed dinner too. And the only reason I pack stuff is my stomach is super extra picky. Some of the stuff I can't handle, especially from the food trucks. And when I do go to a food truck, I feel like I'm being kind of annoyance because I'm like picking what I can't eat and tell them that not to put that in there, and they're going, okay. I'll still pay the same, some stuff I can't have. So we got there to warm up. Night before, they did have, you could go and do the trail course and warm up. But we did take that option because I didn't know. He's never been in this arena. It's a heated arena. It's a little bit darker inside. They have skylights too, so I just wanted to get him in there and show him the arena, and he did pretty good that night. Didn't do a very long one, I just wanted to show him the arena. So we rode around and done the trail course. I'm gonna go through our schedule. This was the schedule, and I'll post it up top. So we have, first class we had ranch showmanship, and that is in a halter. We barely got in this show, so we went walk, trot, horse. They do have other classes. They have an open class, green horse, walk, trot, horse, walk, trot, rider, and then 14 to 18, and 13, and under. So they do have different classes for everybody. When I was going to sign him up, I was going to sign him actually in the green horse because I wanted to do some loping with him. But I kind of done this last thing, and the green horse and the open filled up real quick, and they were only allowing 16 per class. So I went ahead, she said she still had walk, trot, horse, a couple of spots left in that. So we grabbed one of those. So we done walk, trot, horse, We had the ranch reel walk trot horse, and then we also had ranch reining walk trot horse, and then we had ranch reining walk trot horse. So they had multiple classes. They had a full house. There was 16. I noticed that there was 16 at each class for the open green horse, walk trot horse, and walk trot rider. There wasn't as many young people in this one, and I'm kind of sad about that, because I do like to see your young folks carrying on some of the traditions and stuff like that with the horses and working with them. And it could have been the time of year. It's pretty early in the area still. People still getting their horses kind of back in shape and doing things. But the prices were reasonable. You could do a all-day fee for $45, and then office fee was $15. So we did that option. We did the all-day fee for $45 and done all the classes. And when I see a big group of people like this, and your classes are huge, I try to go in there with an attitude that I'm just practicing, because placing is very, very hard in these groups of that many. And they did do the rules of the Quarter Horse Association rule book. Really nice quarter horses there. I love seeing the horses. Doesn't matter what kind of breed of horse you have, I just love seeing horses. It's my favorite thing in the world to see horses. I even go to auctions just to look at horses, because they have such a variety of horses. And they had some beautiful horses there that we saw. Check-in office was 7:30, and the show started at 9. They were right on time. They were prompt at the startup time. They did really awesome at getting people through. The announcer was really awesome. He was on point. He was so good. He covered everything. If there was something to mix up or anything like that, he made sure he announced it. Awesome. When I get to the reining pattern, I'll show you on it. It didn't really specify if you're doing small or large circle, so I'm glad that he got on the announcer thing and announced the small one. Small circle goes first, and then the large one. On getting the placings. It was a pretty good run, tight show, actually. I even enjoyed how they had enough help. They had people running papers and everything like that, and getting everything done. So there was no guesswork. And they give you enough time to line up, get in order. They even had a girl with a board out in the alleyway, so you knew which number was coming up and when your class was. So that was perfect. It gives you some clue when your number was coming up. So it was a good tight run show on that part. It was really good. Though I want to go through our patterns with you. You can kind of visualize what a huge horse show runs and the speed it runs. It's kind of daunting. You don't want to overtire your horse. I try to not overtire him. Every time we ran a class, he got a break at the trailer. And then right before a class, when I knew I kind of picked out a number that I was looking for, then I would go back to the trailer, warm him up, and then go up there. Because they get weared out, especially on these bigger shows, and they get grumpy at the end. First pattern we did was the ranch showmanship. So this one is in a halter, and I'll put this up so you guys can see it a little bit better. So we're gonna line up at A. So you line up at A, you set your horse up. What I like to do is I get up to A, set my horse up, and then I look at the judge, just so she knows I'm ready to go. And then when she nods her head, I just go to B. And at B, you walk to B, and then when you get to B, you will trot your horse. And I try to hit right on the combs. If you hit right on the combs and do your transitions really good, even in a halter, the judge they're watching that. So we actually nailed it, didn't we? We did it. So and then we stop at C. And then when I stop, I want him to really stop. I want him to really just put on the brakes. And then we set up for inspection. And I really concentrate, and I want to be looking at the judge's face and her eyes, because she did look over when she went over on that side. She did look at me to make sure I was still. She was watching where I was. So I was still there, and I was watching her eyes. And then when she glanced down, I was right here. And that gives you a little bit of points that she understands that you're paying attention. And then it's a back up from after she gets done with the inspection, you back up, and then you leave the arena. So we did pretty good, but there was a lot of horses in front of us. We were second to last most of the time. So in this arena, you can't see other people going, so you don't know how well you're doing. You can't see what other people are doing. You can't see anything. So it's you're kind of on your own in this arena. So when the showmanship was over with, I was surprised. I took him to the trailer, tied him up so he can have his break. I had to go to the restroom, so I was in the restroom when they announced our placing, and actually these ribbons are wrong. Our placing for the showmanship was 5th place, and I was tickled to death to even place. When you have 16 horses and you're dead last, and you're not quite sure what they're doing in there, and how well everybody else is doing, and they only have ribbons up to 6. We got 5th place. I don't know how we pulled it off, but we did. and he was really good this weekend, so I'm really proud of him. It was on the rail class. On the rail they're going around the arena on the rail, actually, on the side, and it's a big group. And for the walk trot horse, what they do is they do a walk, they do a normal trot, extended trot, or long trot, depending on what they call it. They can also actually do a posting trot. Different little options that they can call out. So that's what they're looking for. And I've noticed that they're looking for a willing traveling horse. So when you're in there, you're trying to just show off your horse that is willing to travel and do whatever when you're in there. So when they're asking for like the extended trot and then the long trot or something, you want to really move your horse out to that trot and show him that he's capable to just move out when you ask him. Then you go both ways. She has you do both ways. They tell you to turn around, and usually when they ask you to turn around, it's in a trot, so you want to keep that trot and turn around and go the other direction. Since they were such a big group, they were splitting, because not 16 horses could fit in there, and she couldn't judge all of them. So what she did is she halved the class in half. So half of us was in, and then the next half was in. We went last. We were the second class that went in. And then from there, they picked the top 6. So we're in there, lined up. They have you lined up by the judge. and that's in the middle. So we're in there lined up, and I petted him and told him it's almost done, because I figured we want to be called back. You know, no way. We were called back. We're one of the top 6. We had to run again. She had us go out again and do the exact same thing pretty much again, and then that's where she was picking the top 6. We did line up to her, and that's when she asked us, she gave us something a little extra to back up. And when you back up, you're going to try to make your horse look as smooth as possible. And sometimes when they do a class and they're sitting there for a minute or two, they kind of want to fall asleep and they don't want to back again. So as smooth as possible, and he just backed up for me, and he was just as smooth as anything, just backed up. So I was happy with that. And then when they started calling out the placings, everybody was getting called before us, and I was like, wait a second. And that's when we got 3rd place. A 3rd place ribbon. So we were totally surprised on that. After that, they also called my name from the jackpot for a t-shirt, and that's where I got my t-shirt. Thank you for everybody that gave me the t-shirt. And that's where I got the t-shirt. So we got that. So we're just having a awesome morning so far. It was a long morning. By then it's noon time. It was time for lunch. So I gave him lunch. We ate lunch, and then from there was the ranch horse pattern. I went back to the trailer, and I was actually studying this paper for a little while with the ranch horse. For some odd reason, I always mess up this pattern. Even how many times I've done ranch horse, I still, for some odd reason, I'll do something funky. So the patterns are on me. He just does whatever I want him to. What we did with the ranch horse is, so we had to start at a walk. So we had to walk in there and walk over poles. And I'll put this up top so you can kind of see how it's written out. It's pretty easy pattern. I don't know why it's so hard for me. Maybe I just freak myself out. I don't know. But I do the walk trot. So we just walked over the poles. For the ranch horse, they are looking for your transitions. So keep that in mind. So they're looking for transitions in the willingness of your horse. So if you get your transitions done, we practice this, transitions. So you want to walk across, and he has to be easy and smooth over the boards, and I kind of give him his head so he just kind of looks over the poles and travels on his own over the poles. And then we go to just a regular sit and trot. And then they ask for a posting trot. So you do have to post the big line. And then they have you come down. Then you have to do another transition down to just regular trot. So it's sitting back down to a sitting trot. And then stop. And then this one I've screwed up before is after your stop, you want to do 1.5 turns right. For some odd reason, I don't go right. I'll go left or something like that. But we did go right this time. So we did good. And then right after that, they want you to walk. So you're going to walk your horse and then into another just sitting trot. A nice easy trot. And then they want another posting trot. So you're going to do another posting trot down, and then you're going to stop. And then you're going to back up, and you're going to sidestep to the right. So I do that. So we'll back up, and then they want you to show when you're backing up and when they're doing a side step to the right, you want to show that smoothness. So you back up and just go ahead and push your horse that direction. So they do a side step from the back to, and it looks just smooth. That you like you're going from one thing to the other, and it's just smooth. Don't really stop your horse to do the side step. Just go ahead and do a back and then smooth over, and it's just so it just looks nice and clean. Plus, we actually placed. We finally got 4th place. So we did really good. It does help if you know what you're looking for and if you practice the pattern, and it does really help. Yeah, there's plenty of videos out there that you can watch a pattern and see how smooth they are and what they're doing, and you kind of copy it and see how that's going. So after that, they took lunch break finally in the afternoon. I think they took some time and had lunch too, and that was around 3 o'clock or so. Then we went to the trail course. Right before the trail course, we had a little a good spook, just say that. A really good spook. And this does happen at shows, and I do have a video of it. I'm going to put it in and talk you guys through it and what he's seeing, and what changed, because usually he does trail course really well. He loves the trail course. He likes going over the bridges and everything. Right before we went into the arena, somebody opened a door in front of him, and it kind of caught him off guard, and he spooked really hard. Then he was alert. When that stuff happens, what you do is, going in the show ring, you need to calm yourself down enough that you can just finish the course. Don't worry about placing or anything like that. Just finish. Because if you finish it with him doing that, the next time around it'll get easier and easier. He had his head up, he was looking at things, then he was alert. He was wide awake. So what I did is I went in there and we were just going to do our best. I wouldn't focus on his spookiness or anything like that. We pretty much had just a training session with it. He's only 5. This is like his biggest show he's been to. I just started showing him last year. I can't expect him to go in there and perform perfect every single time. So what I did is I calmed myself down, gathered myself up, and then we went in there and we worked through it. And so the video, my friend tucked the video. I'm so glad she tucked it, because it shows you guys what will happen if something does happen like that. But you do need to calm yourself down. If you learn how to calm yourself down, next time around it'll get easier and easier. And then it'll get easier on them too, learning that when something does happen like that, they can calm down a little bit more. Oh, a big stretch. So this is the trail course. It was pretty easy and simple. I mean, it wasn't nothing hard. We had to go around. They had flowers sitting out. We had to just walk around the flowers, walk over the poles, walk over the bridge, walk over to the coat, pick the coat up. And he did pick the coat up really good. And then we just trot around the pole over here, and then we set up and we had to put the coat back. And that's when we had a little bit of wiggleness and stuff like that, but we got the coat on there. It was just we just need to work through it. And then they wanted you to do a long, I think they called it a long trot to the gate. So we did a long trot to the gate. then sidestep to the gate, open the gate. We had a little trouble at the gate, and usually he doesn't give me any trouble with the gate, and he did this time around. And we went through the gate, and after you went through the gate, then you trot back and in. So it was not a very hard course, but it was hard for him to get through it at the moment. Working with animals, sometimes you just have to go through it one step at a time. We didn't place. I figured as much because I can kind of keep score in my little head and I hate that because I know enough that I can kind of pick through it, but that's okay. I mean, you can't win them all. You can't get a ribbon on all of them. Sometimes it's just a learning experience, and especially for him. I mean, you can't expect him to be robots. After the trail course, our final course is the ranch training. So it was a simple pattern. We went out there and practiced it so Mommy wouldn't get confused. Because Mommy sometimes doesn't go left or right when she's supposed to. And so on this reining one, it says to do your large circles to the left. So after you line up, you'll see the judge over on this side. You start on this side and you go across into the middle. I always stand outside and wait for the judge to see me before I start, and then when she nods her head, and then I'll come into the circle. So I come in the circle, and then this one says 2 left circles, and this is where I was telling you the announcer did tell us to do the small circle first and then the large. So you do the small circle first, and then you do a large circle. In a reining pattern with a walk trot, what they're trying to see is if you really move your horse out and trot. So just remember that. Just really move your horse out in a trot. Even if you're posting or anything like that, just move your horse out in a trot. So the small circle slower, so you can do a sit and trot. And then the bigger one, you want to move your horse really fast. Just like they would be doing it loping. So just move the horse out. Then you stop in the middle, and you want to show them your stop when you're doing a reining pattern. And he did it every time. He tucked his little butt every time. And it cracks me up because he's so cute when he does it. He just tucks his little butt. And then you do left turn, and that's a pivot left turn on the back haunch. So you go 1, 2, and then you want to stop, face them again, and then you go to your right. So you do your right small circle, your right big circle, then you stop again, and you do 1, 2 small circles in the middle, and then they want you to go left. You're going to go left again. And this is your rundown. So you want to pick up speed in a trot as fast as you can go in a trot. The big huge circle all the way around. And then when you hit that, you want him to stop hard. So it looks like you're going to actually skid. So he tucks his little butt again. And then it's a roll back. So you should stay solid and you roll them back. And so it's a tight little turn. And then you run, not run, but go as fast as you can in a trot, all the way back down, and then you're going to stop hard again, and then you stop, and then you back up. And then when you're backing up, just you slowly back up. You don't have to do any fast pace back up or anything like that. You just want to show them the agility of the horse on that. So this is our last pattern. It was really late that night, and I was tired. He was tired. We're unsaddling in the dark and getting ready to go home, and I was waiting for him to call out his name, and he did get 4th place. But Mommy made a mistake, and when she went into the office, she grabbed the 5th place ribbon. So we'll just take 5th place. It was a long day, and I was happy. It was fun. So what I rate them as for a horse show, awesome job, you guys. That was a lot of people to get through. You got through them. The judge was awesome. She was there all day. The announcer was awesome. I can't. So this show is, check the show out. So it was at the college. It was Northwest College. They do a horse show, and they did an awesome job doing it. And it was Powell, Wyoming. So check them out. And so me and him wanted to hop on here before it started getting windy, because we have been having windy days, so it's hard for the camera to pick me up when it's windy. And I just wanted to show you what he's done, and we got some ribbons, and I do have a video right after this, and I'll talk you guys through it. You can already tell that he has his head up high. He wasn't really paying attention to the boards either. He had to hit every single one. He did go over the bridge. When we get to the coat, he did pick up the coat, but he was looking other directions. And he did trot pretty nice around the pole. And when we go to put up the coat, he had a little bit of trouble. For some reason, he didn't want to get close to the pole. And then we trot up, and then when he trots, he goes around the corner and he sees the bunny on the ground, so he stops sooner than I wanted him to. Sees the bunny on the ground. He didn't really sidestep. I think he was still looking at the bunny on the ground. And usually he does the gait really well. But today he was a little fidgety on the gait. This is where your patience comes in. You just be patient. See, he walks through it just fine, turns around like he's supposed to. And then he didn't want to sidestep to push it close. So this just comes a learning lesson for him. We just take our time and get it closed. If you guys do like the comment, make sure you push the like button today. Comment down below. Let me know your feedback on this, and if you want me to do another one. I have other shows coming up. I have a clinic coming up. And we'll catch you guys next time on a next video.